Alright, what we got going on today is that I was going to put the stock springs back on because I have Ibach lowering springs. And I was in the process of, these are the rears from, I was in the process of taking them off to put the stock springs back on because me, in my infinite wisdom, thought I could save a buck and buy these wheels here. Let me grab a light. Buy these wheels on eBay for a really, really good deal. The problem is that these are 255/45. Now, on a lower car, that is an enormous problem because all they do is rub. As you can see, here's the back. This rubbed really bad. And so what I was going to do was put the factory springs back on, but we all know that the GTO has really bad rear sag, so it didn't really help that much. As you can see, there is a gap now, which is good, because whenever I had the iBox on there, it was practically just sitting on the tire. So I had the fenders rolled. I probably can't get a shot of that, but I had the fenders rolled. He did a pretty good job rolling those. It helped out substantially, but unfortunately, still whenever I hit a bump, I can still hear him hit. So this is 100% my fault. If I wouldn't have bought such a damn tall tire, then I wouldn't be in this situation right now. If I would have just stuck with 40 instead of 45, I probably could have got away with it. But anyway, these are on eBay, brand new. It was like $275 shipped for all four. You're probably thinking these are some really shitty tires. They're called Roadster RO2s. Wasn't really a whole lot of reviews out there on them. So I went ahead and got them. The reason why I did, fortunately though, they are ZR and a 103W, which means they have like a 2,000 pound load capacity. But anyway, all I need for these to do is last me about a month, maybe two, while I am saving money to buy 18 by 9.5s. So different wheel, going with a different wheel, the TSW 710s or 700s, something like that. They look really good. They're black. They only weigh like 23 pounds each, which is lighter than these guys. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I just needed some tire to last me 2 months tops. And even if these are really crappy, I think they can last 2 months. But they're not though. They're really nice. I get really good traction with them. A hell of a lot better than those Falcons that I had on there, or Falcon, or whatever you want to call them. But man, I get some really, really good traction with these things, and I cannot wait until I get some Nittos on here. But anyway, so what happened was while I was taking these guys off, I went to AutoZone, rented a spring compressor tool, did not check it, and it's the wrong kind. So got on hold, but once I get those on there, because there is absolutely no gap here in the front, so I could barely get my hands in there with the tire on there, and it was rubbing pretty hard. I mean, GTO suffered from strut rub pretty bad to begin with, but if you look here, you can see that it was just polishing the bottom part of my strut. So I know that putting the stock springs back on probably won't correct this because it's not going to change the geometry here. But what I'm hoping is that when I put the stock spring back on, that the negative camber will move this out just a little bit or enough to where it doesn't rub or rub as bad. But the main goal was to keep it from just beating the shit out of, as you can see, it rubs right there a little bit, rubs up here, So, and that's only whenever I hit a bump. And I'm not too worried about this stuff. It's just plastic. I'm not too worried about that stuff. But, so, that's just kind of what's been going on with me. I really should have paid attention. I thought that I could get it away with the 45, but absolutely could not. I wish I would have got a 40, but they didn't have 40s. He only had 45, and, but anyway. So I got those. As soon as I get the new wheels and tires, that'll be fixed, and we'll be good to go. The MSD is rocking. Love this thing. I need to get rid of this so bad. It is probably going to be a while before I change this out, because it's kind of doing its job right now. This really isn't eating too much horsepower. Probably only like, who knows, 5 or 10 horsepower. I'm not too worried about that. Nick Williams is awesome. This combo here sounds amazing whenever you get on it, and as loud as my car is, I could still hear whenever the intake opens up, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it's relocated, the power steering reservoir relocated. It was really easy to do. Thinking about trimming this just a little bit more, probably taking off about another 1/2 inch, so it doesn't do this up and then down wonky ass thing. Anyway, probably gonna get new brakes and pads eventually. The most I'll do is slotted, but it seems like it's real hard to find just solid rotors. So probably the most I'll get is slotted. I might upgrade these to Willwood, but God, that's like $1,800 just for some calipers, really. I mean, the rotors aren't that expensive, so really all you're buying is just a caliper, and $1,800 for 2 calipers. That's just, that's in the back burner for sure. But what else? Oh yeah, the other thing I've done is I put in a GMM short shifter. That thing is really, really nice. The stock one was notchy and just pain in the ass to shift, but this thing with the loose short shaft in there is really, really short shift. I mean, I know it's a little notchy, but that actually is kind of nice because it lets me know that it's in gear. And the best part is, I mean, look at that. There's like the neutral springs are just amazing. Nice and firm neutral springs. Keeps it right where it needs to be. Really, really happy with the GMM shifter. I got that used actually from a guy in my city on Craigslist. He bought a wrecked GTO to sell, and I went ahead and got it. But yeah. So a guy recommended me to paint this. Thinking about doing that. Just make it more solid black. It actually really doesn't look that bad. It is gray, even for me, but I want to paint this solid black, and then I think just paint these blue lettering to match the paint. I think that'll actually look pretty good. But under the hood, that's probably all that I'll paint. But anyway, yeah, I guess I could show you the strut bushings, which I highly recommend for everybody to get, and make sure you use lots and lots of lube. These are white line polyurethane strut bushings. They've worked amazing so far. I've got 25,000 miles on them. But yeah, all right. I guess I'm done rambling for now. Stupid damn tires. They grip really well, but just that. Wish I would have got 40s, but oh well. That's all I got for you. And I hope y'all sub and stay tuned. Thank you. One more thing. I bought Levels 20mm dropper springs, which should raise the rear of the car from what these were about an inch to 1.25 inches. 20mm, I think, is a 3/4 inch. drop. So hopefully I'll be able to, it'll give just a little bit more room back here in the rear to run those bigger tires. But anyway, the wheels that I'm going to go with are 18 by 8.9, 45 offset, and of course 5 by 120 bolt pattern. But the levels, I guess because they have to order them from Australia, they won't be here until the end of April, unfortunately, which really sucks because I want them now. But oh well. And I'm putting the stock springs back on to raise the front because it actually dropped almost 2 inches in the front, and that's rubbing really bad on the tires. So once I get the stock springs back on, it should correct most of that. I don't know how much it'll correct on the strut rub, but yeah, just wanted to make sure I threw that in there, that I do have aftermarket springs on order. All right, that's it, I promise. Alright, well, finished swapping out the front springs. Got a pretty good gap now. Car rides noticeably better than with the iBox springs in. But the cool thing is, let's look at all this room down here now. Oh yeah. Shouldn't have to worry too much about hitting my headers anymore. Got a lot of room now. I would scrape my headers. Let's see if we can get scrape marks. I don't know but I would scrape, and it'd always make me cringe. So I guess that's one benefit to getting rid of the lowered springs. You don't have to cringe as much whenever you go over a steep bump or something. That looks pretty good. It looks like I have like truck tires on there, but hey, whatever. It rides really well now. I actually really like it. Alrighty, thanks.